In this presentation, we'll explore all the major trigonometric identities. These formulas reveal deep relationships among trig functions resulting mostly from symmetry of the circle. You see, trigonometry is like a family soap opera that started with two main characters, Mr. Sine and Mrs. Cosine, a happily married couple. And later, more characters showed up. You can think of each identity as an episode in this popular TV series. Let's binge-watch the first season, Reciprocal Identities. In the world of trig, functions that start with co are the female characters. Elegant, subtle, and slightly more confusing. Flip a male trig function, and poof, you get its female sibling. Flip tangent, you get cotangent. Flip sine, you get cosecant, that's sine's sister. Flip cosine, and you get secant. That's cosine's brother, of course, because flipping a female function results in a bold, masculine brother. Mathematicians who authored this show started with the main two characters, sine and cosine. However, these characters have siblings who keep showing up in equations. We can't just refer to them like sine's sister every time. They need proper names, and that's why we have cosecant, secant, and cotangent. They're not entirely new ideas, just reciprocals. Cosecant is 1 over sine, secant is 1 over cosine, and cotangent is 1 over tangent. But naming them gives us clarity, structure, and a shorthand when these expressions pop up in calculus or physics. So even if they're not the stars of the show, they've earned their place in the credits. This season is about little tangent and cotangent, reciprocal siblings, the children of sine and cosine. You see, sine is the dad, cosine is the mom, and when they got married, they divided their personalities, literally. Their son tangent is sine over cosine, classic dad energy on top. Their daughter cotangent is cosine over sine, mom taking the lead. Quotient identities don't just simplify math, they create the second generation in the trig family. This show would be really empty without them. When sine and cosine got married, their original marriage contract was a sacred, unbreakable balance carved directly into the unit circle. This was the law of their love. No matter where on the unit circle they are, for any angle, squared and added they are always 1. That is how they show their unshakable bond. Then came the first child, tangent. He looked just like his uncle, secant, but was, how shall we put it, squared 1 short of his uncle in squared form. Later, little cotangent was born. She clearly inherited her attitude from Aunt cosecant, but again, was 1 smaller in squared forms. Moral of the story? Trig is a romantic family soap opera written in algebraic notation. I bet the plot was drafted on graph paper. In the trig family, the negative angle identities reveal how each character reacts when the world turns upside down, literally. The two male leads, sine and tangent, are emotional and dramatic. Negate the angle, and they flip their sign. They can't help it. Negativity hits, and they spiral into the opposite direction. Very reactive, very expressive. Cosine, on the other hand, is the steady, composed mother of the family. Negative angle? No problem. She doesn't flinch. Cool, symmetrical, and emotionally neutral. It's giving, "I've seen worse, sweetie." This trio proves what we all suspected. In the face of adversity, Mom holds it together while Dad and the teenage son both dramatically reverse course. As you can see, when Dad, that sine, has to deal with the sum or difference of two angles, he doesn't do it alone. Mom, cosine, rushes in to help, just like any loving and supportive wife. And of course, when cosine has her own sum or difference to handle, sine is right there, doing his part. They work as a team. Balanced. Complementary. Beautiful. Honestly, they're an exemplary couple. These identities allow you to break down tricky angles into simpler parts. Great for calculating exact values or proving complex expressions. So far, we have learned that in the perfectly symmetric world of trigonometry, each male trig function has a female counterpart. Sine has cosine. Tangent has cotangent. Secant has cosecant. Whatever one does at an angle, the other does at its complement. It's perfect harmony. Whatever one puts out given theta, the other puts out given 90 degrees minus theta. For example, if you give 30 degrees to sine, you get 1/2. If you give 60 degrees to cosine, you also get 1/2. The same thing happens with tangent and cotangent, and with secant and cosecant. This is the idea behind cofunction identities. Every function has a counterpart of the opposite sex with a complementary vibe. If they work on the two acute angles of a right triangle, they produce the same result. Double angle identities let you jump between an angle and twice that angle. In calculus, they're incredibly useful in integration. Also useful if you are interested in the exact value of cosine of pi over 8. You can easily prove double angle identities using the sum identities. For example, to prove the formula for cosine of 2 theta, just use the sum formula for cosine of a plus b and set a and b equal to theta. After simplifying, you get cosine squared minus sine squared. That's how the double angle identities are born, by letting the sum identities fold in on themselves. Parabello fondly recounted in a legendary lecture in 1809. It was on the unit circle, under a sky of radians, that sine and cosine were joined in perfect phase-shifted harmony. Two waves, identical in nature, forever offset by pi over 2, yet destined to complete each other's cycles. Bishop Leonard Euler himself presided, pronouncing them harmonically bound. "You may now rotate as one," he declared. And in a delightful twist, cosine's brother, secant, fell instantly for sine's sister, cosecant, as they were both reciprocals. Thus began the noble house of trigonometry, where every function is just one identity away from family.